So I haven't been very active on YouTube. I have a video that's ready to go, but I can't get it to download in my camera roll because it's like 9 minutes long. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I bought a new car. Well, not quite new, but new to me. It's a 1999 stick shift Toyota RAV4. It's the 2-door soft top edition. So it is hit up here in the front. It's kind of center, but it's more towards the driver's side, especially in the hood up here. It's more hitting the driver's side on the hood. But I don't know if the previous owner was on his phone. He said it was like a 15-mile-an-hour crash where he went into a tractor trailer. So maybe he wasn't paying attention and he caught the end of it. But yeah, the radiator fans, everything's pushed into here and right back here. It's all pushed into the starter. So we were trying to start it up, but we weren't able to. Like you can see, I get pretty good sparkage when doing this. So I'm pretty sure what my dad was saying was the electricity is trying to come to the starter here, but since there's other metal touching it, it's just grounding out and no power staying in there, so it's not able to hold any power to start the vehicle up. I'm actually gonna have to take this one to the auto collision shop too, because this radiator support bar is gonna need pulled out. It's all welded together rather than like the Element, how it's kind of has different sections where it's bolted together, like right here, along here. So it's just one big long bar that I'm just gonna need to get pulled out. So how about we take a look at the inside now? These doors are so light, which I think is really cool. Crank windows. I forget what car my dad used to have, but he had crank windows for his, and I really like that. So I think that's pretty unique. And then the interior, somebody said that these look like movie theater carpets, which I did not see that at first, but it actually really does. You know, there's not much to it. It's an older vehicle. Stick shift. I'm pretty sure this airbag doesn't work also, so I'll have to look into that. So my favorite part in this car is actually the back seats. So it's really easy to get in. Just slide this up. The front seat moves forward. And there's plenty of room back here. So I just bought this yesterday. I have not done any cleaning or vacuuming. So this is how I bought it. Couple of my favorite parts are these handles. I think those are so cool, just when you're sitting back here and you can be holding on to these. I also like these little compartments. It reminds me of the Pontiac Aztek, how they have little tiny compartments back here. I also like those too. Here's this one. This is the jack. I think there's jumper cables in there. Speakers over here, which I think is really cool. I will probably swap these out unless the guy already upgraded them. I'm not sure. Little tiny cup holders back here. And there's actually plenty of leg room. So for it being a coupe, I think there's plenty of room back here for passengers. And to get out, it's pretty obvious. Just step on that or push it down with your hand and the front seat goes up. And here's my soft top. It's almost 30 years old, so it has seen better days. It was a Texas vehicle for about 90,000 miles. So it got all the Texas sun, and I'm sure it sat a long time. So I'm gonna have to look into replacing this. There's a couple options, but they're near $1,000. And that's about as much as I bought the car for, so I'll have to find another option. So opening the back hatch here, just swings out here really wide, almost 90-degree turn. It has a nice tiny cargo area here, which I'll probably put a sub in. I don't know yet, but I'm thinking about that. Here are my tires. The guy said these were an option with the TRD edition of this, but I asked the group and they said that they didn't think they made a TRD, which is Toyota Racing Development edition of this. And the way this sticker isn't like perfect on the windshield kind of tells me the guy added it. So I might take that off unless I find out it's OEM. But even down here it says TRD. I'll keep those on just because I think it's cool. And these wheels, I believe, came with the Camry and were just swapped on. I just had a friend come check this out, and we found out that the seats fold up. I figured they did fold up, but I didn't know they had these little kickstands down here. So it's got this little cargo area if you ever needed to put something large in it. The rear seats just fold in half and then they fold up like that. My plan with this is to definitely get it fixed up in time for summer next year and use it as a commuter vehicle to get to school, just to kind of drive back and forth. But it does not have as much room as an Element, so I'll probably have a daily Element and a daily RAV4 and just drive them accordingly. Like, let's say I'm going to the junkyard, I'll be able to use my Element for that to put a lot of parts in it. But let's say I'm driving to school, I can just use the RAV4 as a commuter. I've actually owned a 2002 Saab 9.3 convertible for about 5 or 6 months now, and I have not driven it as much as I thought I was going to. Right now, you know, with me going to the junkyard all the time and me going to and from school, it's just not practical for my life right now. I used to put it in my garage at my house, but we got a pool in, so the garage is covered up now. So it's not like it's at my house where I can just get in it, drive, and then park it back. So it's definitely decreased the amount of times I've driven it. But for the RAV4, I can see myself parking this on the street. It's kind of beat up, like the paint's not perfect, so I wouldn't mind leaving it on the street or leaving it in the rain. But for the Saab, it's pretty much spotless, especially for its age. So I try to take as best care of it as I can, and so I don't drive it as much as I would like to. My main goal with this car is to keep it as original as possible, and not to destroy it. Just to keep in mind that it's an extremely rare car that's only going to go up in value. But I would like to customize it just a little bit to kind of make it even more quirky. I have these 2 little plug spots here where I can put switches. There's 2 more up here on the dash, and over here I got 4 more. So there's plenty of places where I can put lights. I definitely want to do underglow, like under the vehicle. I think a nice bright purple would look good, but I'd probably get rainbow lights, just different colors whenever I felt like it. I want to do some underglow like under here, because my friend, he has a 2000 Civic and he did that. Same thing with under there, and probably under these seats here too. I also think I'm going to put some lights in this tire, kind of like a Jeep, how on their spare tires they have brake lights. That's an option that I might look into. Like I said, the back of the vehicle is my favorite part, and there's plenty of character to it. So I'd really like to bring all that character out by putting more lights back here. But not, like I said, I don't want to drill into the panels, because that'd just be ruining a nice car. As far as the wheels go, I am not going to change them. I think they're very nice the way they are. I'm not going to dump any money into them, so those are going to stay on there. I would like to put all new brake work in it, It's really rusty and I just think it looks bad and it probably could use new brakes. Under here, maybe replace all that. It's really not rusty at all. Just where the wheels are, like especially these rear wheels, those could use new brake rotors, calipers, everything. I also wanted to change these fender flares up here. I don't like how the black looks. I like the gray better. And I know I have these at the junkyard locally, so I'm definitely gonna pick those up and swap them out. After I get the transmission fixed and the front end fixed, that's gonna be it for all the engine bay stuff. It's not gonna be a race car. I drive Honda Elements. I'm perfectly fine with slow cars, so that's not gonna bother me. For the front end, I just need a new bumper, new hood, new headlights. It actually does have a little tiny, I don't know if you call it a sunroof. I don't know, but it does pop out just a little bit like that. So a little bit of air can come in. I kind of have a good feeling that it comes all the way out like the Elements, but I'm not quite sure. I have been asked about tinting the windows, and I'm not gonna do that just because I like when windows are clear. It kind of just reminds me of older cars. So I'm gonna keep those as clear as I can. And with the back being open here, it wouldn't make sense to tint the window if you're gonna have an open back. This is all original paint. I'm just gonna need to buff it. My dad said he's confident that if you buff it, it's gonna come out very nice. So I'm gonna trust him on that, and that's what we're gonna do. I would like to find OEM floor mats for it. I assume they're the same for the Ford or RAV4, so I'm just gonna have to find them. So when this thing got wrecked, the EMTs cut this cable here, the negative side of the battery. So I pretty much just put a vice grip thing on it. So we're gonna see if it starts up now. That's gonna be it for the video. You probably won't see Buggy until early spring or summer. So until then, see you guys later.